Rich people are the worst and clearly worship the devil. I'm reviewing Satanic Panic, giving you my pros, cons, trigger warnings, and my twisted final grade. Hey Twisted people, it's your Twisted Girl here, and today I am doing a review of Satanic Panic. A pizza delivery girl at the end of her financial rope has to fight for her life and her tips when her last order of the night leads her to high society Satan worshippers in need of a virgin sacrifice. Satanic Panic goes on about 20 minutes longer than it has to, but the gore, laughs, and acting make for a fun demonic time. Villains. I'm pretty much just going to say it very bluntly that Romijn carries this movie as the main villain, as the main Satan worshiper, demon bringer, forther, or whatever it is in her coven. She pretty much carries this film, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, this film is total crap when she's not on screen. Like, the other scenes work when she's not there, but the scenes are best when she's in them. And I think that's just a testament to, her screen presence. I've always liked her as an actress. And I think she really chews the scenery in this in an awesome way. Horror, comedy, kind of campy sort of way. And it really works when she's on screen. And it makes for a very interesting, funny, sinister villain that she plays. And she's pretty much the main highlight of the film, for sure. Gore. The gore was graphic and effective. Can we just say practical effects for the win? Yes, give me practical effects anytime in comparison to CGI ghouls and monsters that totally look computerized. So I was pleasantly surprised by the practical effects in this film when it came to some of the demons, when it came to some of the gross things that were going on in terms of the blood and gore, and I enjoyed it. I don't think it was overly done. I think it was done just right. It was a little gross at times, but not so much where it's like, oh my gosh, this is a little too much. And I say that if you've seen any of my other reviews, you know I'm not big on like overly doing the gore. I'm more about the story and the plotting and the anticipation for the scare, not so much, the gore itself. So I think if I can say that I actually enjoyed the gore, I think that says something. So I enjoyed the gore. Humor. I've talked about this before, but horror comedies to me can be a lot harder than straight horror to convey, to make it as entertaining, right? Because with a straight horror film, you can really play up the atmosphere of the fear, of the seriousness, of the fear, of the stakes. With horror comedy, you don't necessarily have to play up the stakes because if it's a comedy, you probably aren't going to be scared because that's the atmosphere of it. But you do have to balance it a little bit, right? You have to have the comedy in there, but yes, this is still a horror movie to a certain degree. So there has to be some stakes, there has to be some moments of danger. And not necessarily that you have to take those moments of danger seriously, because some horror comedies are like straight slapstick, like the whole time it's just a joke. And I think this film actually did a decent job of, yes, it was campy, it was witty at times. It's very witty. I thought the script was super witty when it came to some of the jokes that they made about rich people, about class and equality and things like that, which I really appreciated. But then there were moments, like I said, with the gore, with certain things happening with the demon and things of that nature that were effective. And the comedy wasn't a distraction from that. It played with it nicely. And that's hard to do. I feel like it's very hard to do, to find the right kind of balance when it comes to a horror comedy. And I think this film did it overall like 95% very well. And so I enjoyed the script. I enjoyed the one-liners, but I also was not too distracted from that to very much appreciate the stakes. Length. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. This movie could have ended 20 minutes earlier than it did. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I feel like somewhere along the way, I'm going to say I don't think they knew how to end it. Yeah, I don't think they knew where they wanted to have the fine line of the end, period. And so it wandered a bit. There were moments where I'm like, okay, this is the end. It wasn't. And then there was another moment where this is the end. It wasn't. So yeah, there were about 2 moments like that. And I'm like, yeah, you could have ended this about 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago tops. And they didn't. So yeah, that kind of put a damper on it. The ending. Yes, and when they did end it, I don't think the ending was as satisfying as I would have liked. I really enjoyed the journey. I enjoyed the villains. I enjoyed what was going on in the rich neighborhood. And then the end kind of felt like, oh, okay, sure. Attempted sexual assault. Drugging. Reference to death by cancer. So, is Satanic Panic Twisted approved, and what is my Twisted final grade? Well, this movie is definitely Twisted approved. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it's hard to do horror comedy. I think this movie got 95% of it right overall, 90 to 95% right. So I enjoyed it. I think you won't be wasting your life in the hour and a half. It was only an hour and a half, but even then it could have been 20 minutes shorter. But yeah, in that time, you won't feel like you're wasting your hour and 40 to 50 minutes that it took. Now, my Twisted final grade, it was not a perfect film. It wasn't a horrible film. It was actually pretty good. So I'm giving it a B-. Okay, y'all, so that is my review of Satanic Panic. My pros, my cons, my trigger warnings, and my Twisted final grade. What did you think? Do you agree with my pros and cons if you've seen the film? Do you agree with my final grade when it comes to Satanic Panic? What other films of Satan worship do you enjoy and like? Give me some recommendations. Comment down below. Let me know. And also, be sure to subscribe. Press that subscribe button so that you are the first to know when I post my videos. Thanks for watching, y'all.